This is literally like liquid energy just directly injected into my body. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a beautiful day. My name is Justin, and today we're listening to Renaissance with their song Mother Russia. This is off of their album Turn of the Cards, released in 1974. So it's been a while since I've listened to Renaissance. It's been a while since we've had Renaissance here on the channel, but they're one of those bands that I'm very happy to return to, and this was one of the songs that you guys have been asking for quite a while, so I figured why not take the journey to Mother Russia and see what's going on. Let's have a fun little game before we jump into the song. Let's look up fun facts about Russia. Maybe we'll find out something that none of us knew. Did you know that Moscow has more billionaires per capita than anywhere else in the world? Huh, you didn't know. Now you do. Did you also know that as the world's largest country, Russia occupies 1/10 of all the land on Earth? You didn't know before, but now you do. You are more than welcome to join me on Twitter in the comments down below. I hope that you're having a lovely, beautiful day, and let's get into it. This is Renaissance with Mother Russia.
Pays the price, works the seasons through. Frozen days, he thinks of you. Cold as ice, but he burns for you. Mother Russia, can't you hear him too? Mother's son, freedom's overdue. Lonely man, he thinks of you.
What do you think? What do you guys think about that song? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Did you think it was perfect, average, a little above average, great, masterpiece? Let me know. Let me know how you feel. Tell me what you think. I'm going to take a sip. I'm going to back off. Okay, so first of all, let's just talk about how great that song was. Everything about it. I wonder, a question that popped up in my mind, the song was perfect, by the way. Question that popped up in my mind while listening to this. I wonder how many modern, even not even modern, just other symphonic rock and metal bands Renaissance has influenced. I wonder what bands have been inspired by Renaissance, because I can hear Renaissance having the roots, and I can hear branches of other bands, Nightwish, After Forever, Within Temptation, Epica, all that, Evanescence. I can hear all of it. Bands like that. I don't know if they've been inspired by Renaissance, but I wouldn't be surprised if they were. This was masterful. I think that this was brilliant. I don't think that there's anything bad, wanting, lacking about it. Annie, she sounds like a winter angel on this one. She sounds like a gentle snowfall over what I would imagine and visualize as a city in Russia or a Russian landscape. She feels light. She brings, I guess, kind of contradicting what I just said about snow, but she brings a warmth to the story. She brings a heart, and a beating heart at that, to the story, adding lifeblood, along with John on the piano. Especially in the beginning, like, that is just beautiful piano playing, and John is he's a prodigy when it comes to piano, I think. I think he sounds great in what he does. He perfectly balances classical with rocking out sections, as I'll say, with epic moments and climaxes. The orchestra arrangement as well was fantastic. I didn't find any of it overblown. I think all of it was perfectly sated, and I'm left perfectly satiated with it. I even like the little flourishes of harp that I heard throughout the track. This was good. Now, in a song or a band like this, what I find underrated sometimes is the rhythm section, the drumming and the bass specifically. The drumming and the bass is like carrying all of this power, you know? This is how I kind of think of it. I think of this song as a train, specifically like a steam engine, I guess. Maybe. Yeah, like a locomotive, okay? I don't know trains. I was trying to think of what type of train. Like a locomotive. And the power, the brunt of the force, the steel that makes up the song is the orchestra, is Annie's voice, is John's piano. But then you have the actual coal that's burning inside the heart of the locomotive, and that's going to be, just hit the table, that's going to be the drums and the bass. Bass, John Camp, and then drums, Terrence Sullivan, and it's Jimmy Horowitz on the orchestral arrangements. But that's the steel. The bass and the drums, that is the coal that's burning and carrying this song along. Perhaps, you know what? I'll even go a little step further. The rhythm section, the drums and the bass are actually the tracks upon which the locomotive drive. That's what I'm getting out of this. Underrated, but without them, you're lacking a lot, and perhaps no direction listening to the song. I love the structure of the whole thing. It perfectly starts off soft, has a nice rise, then it comes back down again into a really nice build-up that takes its time. It's a gradual build-up until we reach that final hill, the final zenith, and it's just all fireworks from there, really. One thing I like about songs of an epic nature like this is how they take their time in setting up themes, setting up the place in which the story is about to occur. As I always mention, this is the, I just forgot, what is it called? The establishing shot. When it comes to film, this is the establishing shot. And the beginning and especially the ending feel very cinematic. As a matter of fact, the ending of the song actually sounds to me like a soundtrack. And there's a moment in there, I'm actually going to skip to it really quick, we're going to talk about that. There's a moment around 6, I think it was 50, or I'm going to start at 40, that sounded like a theme from another, I don't know, movie or film or something. Hold on, listen to it with me, listen to it with me. This. Right there, that. Isn't that from like a spaghetti western or something? I feel like I've heard that from like Kill Bill or something. Listen to how before the train even leaves the station, the tracks are set. Right there. Those rich flowing strings, the bass and piano setting out the tracks themselves before the steam engine actually begins to move. Isn't this a gorgeous intro, guys? Like, you feel this. Now the train's moving, see? Right in the first minute and 40 seconds of the song, you have a cinematic opening, you have heart, and then it ends, at least right there before we get into the rest of the meat of it, you have drive. And this really drives and ramps up and accelerates into something huge before it quiets down and allows for our snow angel to enter. Because this feels like it's building up to something huge. Like, it's gonna blow, and then all the tensions, as soon as they're building, cleared out, make way for Annie and guitar to come in. Annie, you guys know that I love her voice. Annie has a voice reminiscent to me, and it gives me the same exact feelings of a singer like Karen Carpenter. A voice that is immediately distinctive, so crystal clear. It actually feels like a fog and a mist is gone when the vocals enter. And I didn't even know there was a fog or a mist. I was just enjoying the music. But all of a sudden, everything's cleared, and it's just Annie. Like, so focused, so vocally focused. It just cuts through everything. I love that tonality in her singing. That is so clear. I'm sorry, that is a fascinating aspect to me. So understandable. And such strength in her voice. Oh, I love that. I love that dramatic increase right there. But there is such strength in her voice. And she's not even using like 10% of her power. Well, even if I have never heard this band before, I'm just going to focus on Annie for a second. But even if I've never heard this band before and I've never heard Annie sing, although I know what she can do with my current knowledge, if I never heard her, I would know just from her singing like she's singing here that she is holding back like just destruction. Like, she can let loose and she can really, really push it, because you can feel that. You can feel that she's holding back. Because she doesn't need to do any vocal flourishes. She doesn't need to do any vocal gymnastics or anything. She is singing according to the story and whatever the story needs to be sung. But what a dramatic shift this is. Like, we are never too far away from those big moments that we came away from before. That is the ebb and flow of the song. That's what I mean. It has such a nice structure between the highs and the lows, the climactic and the resolves, the resolutions. Now, from this moment forward, we get into the rest of the song, like the rest, and yes, the rest of the song. But we get into this, and then slowly, patiently, and most importantly, melodically, it builds up from here. So we have flutes, it has some horns that come in, and then once again, Annie's vocals will come in and just kind of act like an arctic wind or breeze throughout the song. This actually feels very nicely structured also in the story and the pacing of it all. As I know I keep on saying it, I'm going to say it at least one more time. It feels patient. It just feels like it's not rushing towards an ending. It's not rushing, to finish the song. It feels like it's taking its time in building what it's doing. And then the piano makes a very grand entrance here as John begins to lead this final and last charge towards the ending of the song. I think it's just fantastic. Let's skip to the ending, because the ending is brilliant. That's good. Get one final verse, and listen to how Annie's tone has changed. The sound of the music has changed. It's more urgent at this point. See, gone is the patience. Now we are rushing. Now our heartbeats are racing in line with what's going on in the story. As it seemed like basically someone is running away. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But now it feels like it's actively trying to get away from us. I mean, this sounds a lot more urgent than before. Listen to this, guys. Listen to this. Do you guys get chills from this? I'm getting some. Woo! I love that. That little pause, that little space, bum bum, dun dun. I was also tone deaf singing. I just did. I should not try to sing. Anyways, that was beautiful, hair raising, goosebump inducing. Let's move on into the lyrics of this track. Pays the price, works the seasons through. Frozen days, he thinks of you. Cold as ice, but he burns for you. Mother Russia, can you hear him too? Mother's son, freedom's overdue. Lonely man, he thinks of you. He isn't done, only lives for you. Mother Russia, can you hear him too? So, this person I would imagine is someone that is from Russia. And he stands for Russia. He loves his country, but something is wrong and he feels like Russia doesn't love him. Like Mother Russia isn't reciprocating the love for him that he shows or has shown for it. And it says, frozen days he thinks of you, cold as ice, but he burns for you. So it's like the mother, Russia, is cold as ice towards him, even though he still feels, of course, love for his country. And I like the last lines of these two verses specifically. Mother Russia, can't you hear him too? I think the two is important because it implies that he's not the only one that feels this way. Just saying. Punished for his written thoughts, starving for his fame, working blindly, building blocks, number for a name. His blood flows, frozen in the snow. So, punished for his written thoughts. I'm imagining he probably wrote something bad about the country, perhaps about the government. Perhaps he, exposed something that was going on that wasn't right in his writings. And he was starving for his fame. It's not like he was making any money off of it. He was just speaking the truth. And for this, I'm assuming he was basically killed. It says his blood flows, frozen to the snow. Now, he also may have been a prisoner because it says number for a name. Like perhaps he was caught, imprisoned, and then executed. His name has been removed. He was just a number, a prisoner. Red blood, white snow, he knows frozen rivers won't flow. So cold, so true, Mother Russia, he cries for you. See, I think that's a nice contrast where it says he knows frozen rivers won't flow, and yet before, it was talking about his blood flowing. So, Russia, what he's talking about, their rivers aren't flowing because they're frozen, they're cold. They're not changing, they're not moving, they're not progressing. But his blood is the only thing that is flowing because they executed him. I'm assuming that this is talking about something historical, so let's look that up really quick and see if we can find out any info on that. Okay, it says here on Wikipedia that the song is a tribute to Russian writer Alexander Solzhenitsyn, who had been forced by the communist regime to leave the Soviet Union earlier in 1974. It says that the lyrics are based on his famous novel about Soviet repression, One Day in the Life of Ivan Denisovich. Now, I'm just going to look up Alexander to see if he was in fact executed, and that's what happened to him. Now, it says that he died of heart failure in 2008, actually, but it did seem that he was imprisoned for a time. There's definitely a historical relevance to the lyrics and to the message of the song, but lyrics are great, music is really, really great. What else do you want me to say about it? Anyways, I sincerely hope that you enjoyed the video. Thank you for spending some time here with me on the channel in this video specifically. If you did enjoy this video, don't make it your last. Check out maybe a few other ones. I do first listens and reactions here. Obviously. You're also more than welcome to follow me on Twitter. I post random stuff. Or just join me in the comments and let me know your thoughts on the song, what you guys thought of it, etc., etc. And if you'd like, you can also support the channel financially on Patreon. You don't have to. Like I said, I just hope that you enjoyed your time here for at least a few minutes out of the day. But thank you for sharing your few minutes out of the day with me here. Hope you have a lovely one, guys, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye.